Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator 18 Gears Gaming. Alex Francisco, what is up, guys? Thanks for joining in today, and we are out in the Volvo VNL. We've got the 860 out, the Globetrotter XL. Got a nice little dark blue paint job with some blue flake in there. That's what you're able to see there in the sunlight. Right now, we are sitting here in Tucson, Arizona. First load is going to be going up to Kingman to the sell goods. 30,500 pounds worth of toys. And we are going to be rolling into the Memorial Day weekend. Yours truly is all done with work for the week, so yay, 4-day weekend. And without any further waiting, a little bit about the truck today. We do have a Cummins X15 underneath the hood, 565 horsepower, and an 18-speed transmission. Let's hop in, get it fired up, and get going. Javi, how's it going today? Thanks for joining in. Now, one thing, this truck, I don't recommend the actual Frank Peru version, but go ahead and download this on the SCS forums. Gellerman does have it updated, and quite a bit that he has actually added to the truck. Just like the real life trucks, the mirrors do have those arrows on there. So that is on both mirrors. And let's try to avoid any driving awards today. And I also mentioned yesterday about possibly getting some severe weather. Not gonna happen for me. It is all way east of me already, so if anything, I'm just gonna get a random shower here or there. So yeah, that's why we're here, gonna get some trucking in and enjoy ourselves on this Memorial Day weekend. Hey Jay, how's it going? Thanks for joining in today. SCS forums, there are 18 gears. You will click American Truck Simulator, then you will click mods. Then go into models and then trucks, and there you will see the thread for this truck. I believe the current version on this is, for the truck that I'm running, is actually version 2. Version 1 is discontinued, so run version 2, and the link for the download will be in the first comment on the thread. Yeah, it's like you guys cannot even catch a break down there in Texas. I mean, it's the panhandle today that is really under the gun. Yesterday it was Oklahoma and Kansas, but man, where in the heck is all that water gonna go? No, it is not Javi. That is a leak. He has not released it, and I did see that on Mods ATS. Yeah, it just crashes my game. No matter where I have it, I'd even tried on a brand new profile, so not even worth it. Yeah, that's going to be a wasted download if you download it, because if your game is going to be anything like mine, it's just going to crash. And no, you guys will see a T there on the reefer. I am running the stock SCS reefer, and I also have the utility mod that is made by Phelandea also activated. That mod is working, and I do have one of the reefers on from that mod just for the lights. So, I mean, the reefer is not on hauling a load of toys. That light is going to be on pretty much the entire stream. One thing I forgot to mention yesterday, 18 Gears, when you had threw that comment in there, the actual mod for the interior-exterior rework mod, that is going to crack. Well, it's not going to make your wipers work. But in the thread, there is a fix that you would either place above, or if you know how to do mod editing, it's basically just dropping a folder into the right location. You can do it that way and then pack the mod back up, and then you will be set and ready to go. That's a good wheel, AJ. That is from Sissel's accessory mod. That is a Sirius radio. And since I am not running the stock GPS in the truck, that would be where those 4 additional gauges are. I went ahead and put an external GPS on here, and then went ahead, I'm going to populate that, and we went ahead and put a Sirius XM on there. Seeing that the truckers these days, they are no longer really that much on Sesame Street. Everyone has Sirius, or they're yapping away on their phones. Redstone Horror, how's it going today? Thanks for joining in on the stream. Are you using just the regular driving force shift, or do you have like a actual truck shift knob on there? Roger that. I mean, even if you don't want to assign range or splitter buttons on your keyboard or your wheel, that works perfect for a 6-speed transmission. And yes, today I did leave the heater wires on the windshield, and I don't think this color is an actual Volvo color, so this would be all aftermarket, but the color itself looks absolutely sweet. and you get the right light reflection here. Actually, can't do it right now if during the day and whatnot, but we do have a metallic paint job also on the trailer. And the metallic on the trailer, it is hard to see, just so you guys know. But if you get in the right light, you will definitely see it. Makes me wonder in 136 what state we're going to be getting next for the signage. Is NetVendor going to do California, or is he going to do Nevada? There will be some links underneath version 2 that's going to link you to Google Drive in order to download the truck. If you're running the 135 beta, that is linked there for 135. If you're still on 134, then download the first version there. If you want to run Sissel accessories, you're going to want that add-on also. I'm just going to quit trying to show that metallic paint job until I know that the light is just right on this. Otherwise, I'm going to be lane surfing all over the place and might be taking out some AI. Not that that would be a bad thing, mind you. Wait a sec, this looks completely brand new in here, like they redid all of this. I don't remember that stone wall being there, or maybe I'm coming from the other way, but definitely that looked completely different. It was actually pretty good there, Javi. I went to work, did some shopping for things that I need this weekend, and hey, I'm ready to relax. The only thing I really have left to do is get my grill uncovered and make sure that it's gonna work. Because I did this last year thinking, hey, you've got propane still. Nope. Trying to find a 20-pound propane tank on Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Is aggressive in no matter what version of the game, although as of late it seems they have gotten quite a bit more stupid. I won't unless I hop out of the game, It's all there in the first posting in the VNL thread. This latest version is 2.18. You'll see like 1.1 something, then you'll see DISC, that's for discontinued, and then 2.18. And the thread should have been started by Galimim. That's Galimim. I really don't know, Javi, because I use TrackIR. And it does have the advantage of not having to have a clip on a hat or something like that, but how sensitive it is, I would have no idea. Yeah, that's the biggest complaint, is they do tend to brake check, and the traffic in ATS is more modeled from the traffic in Euro Truck Simulator. That might be leading to part of the problem. Hopefully they will get it fixed or get it right one of these days. Oh, I don't mind it either, but I do agree the brake checking can be a little bit on the extreme side. they finally get the trees off the road on this bridge? Hey, how about that? They finally did. See you later, Javi. Now I need to remember where the sell goods is here in Kingman. Hey Daniel, what's up today? Great to have you joining us. Right now there are a total of 3 different brands inside ATS. And those brands are Kenworth, Peterbilt, and Volvo. Alright, what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to take this right-hand turn because it's going to be royally a pain in the butt. We're just going to go up and make it at a wider intersection. Door Smasher, what's up today? Still can't bump the dock here, which is no big deal. Alright, let's see. Where should we go? Let's go ahead and go right up to Pendleton. I don't know, do I want to go all the way up there, or should we go to Riceroni? That would be going to the port of San Francisco. Well, I got into that slot with one try without needing a fuel up. Let's hope we can keep doing that. And why not? Let's go to Riceroniville. Oh, you're gonna let me out. Okay, thank you. Now, right there was a very good look at the metallic paint job between the truck and the trailer. just need to discover the dealers, Daniel, and those locations are Farmington, New Mexico, Tucson, Arizona, San Francisco, California, or Eugene, Oregon. Hey, George, what's up today? Yep, there's one in Eugene right across from the garage. Yeah, not a lot going on here either. I am done for the weekend. It's time to relax. I didn't look for it, Martin, because my wheel is 900 degrees. I wouldn't need a 70-degree steering mod. And that might be helpful for those who have like a Ferarri Red Legend edition, maybe a T80, but and I've got a wheel to what the game was designed for with, and that's 900 degrees. Now, are you guys running on TX11 if you've opted into the beta? And I've got a question for you. Have you noticed that the sunrises and sunsets look a whole lot better than what they did on DX9? This is the VNL H60 Globetrotter XL edition. Yeah, this is one of the new VNLs. Yes, Sissel's Trailer Pack USA is updated for 1.35. That is correct, Martin. There was another beta update today also, and if you do update, you're going to get an email. That email, let's go ahead and bring that up here very quickly. Because they went ahead and released the locations for special transport in Washington. And there we go. Port Angeles, Seattle, and Spokane will be the 3 cities that you will be able to pull special transport in Washington. And at first I saw that, and Port Angeles, wait, we're getting a port in Los Angeles? No, Port Angeles is actually a city in Washington. Are you sure it's that mod that is causing the crash? Because I'm running it without any issues. Roger that, they're 18 gears. You are going to like it. And just a little quick hint, if you do run any dashboards for the SES Volvo, if you do, make sure that this truck is above that dashboard mod, and then you will not have any problems with the dash. Yeah, more than likely it could be a mod update or it could be another beta update, Martin. If you go ahead and click into downloads, if it says workshop content, that's a mod update. don't have any blue lights on this. Now, if you're referring to like the Sirius XM here that I have, you will need the Sissel add-on for the truck, and then you're gonna need Sissel's Mega Pack. Hey Tom, what is up today? Thanks for joining in. Does your game not start at all, Martin? Yeah, this is what they need to get rid of, is this slowing down here to merge from a 2-lane to a 4-lane. That is absolutely ridiculous. I do have a Mega Shifter. I did message Paul from Tech Affliction here on Steam roughly about a week and a half ago. He had a bike accident back in February, and his arm is not healing like it should. He is looking for help, but right now he is not doing any production on the Mega Shifter. If you do want to get a truck shifter and want it within 3 days or so, hit up the Simu Ride shift knob on Amazon. Your guess would be as good as mine, Jeff. I mean, betas, from my experience with ATS games, most of these last 2 to 4 weeks. The only downside to that, Tom, is it's going to be more of a European style shifter, but it works exactly the same. You're going to have a range selector, although it will be on the bottom of the knob instead of on the top, and then your splitter is just like a rocker switch. What happens when you try to run DX11? Because even most modern laptops should not have any problem running DX11 at all. Yeah, your CSIO, they basically shut down production after stealing people's money, and right now Paul is out of action. I mean, I wish I could recommend the Mega Shifter because it is a great product, but if he's not making them, there's no way I can recommend it. Now, if you're mechanically inclined there, Tom, there is a couple of videos here on YouTube with instructions on how to make your own Eaton Fuller knob if you would like to. The channel name that you want to look for is CST Gaming. That's Charlie Sam Thomas Gaming, and he has a video up there. It's roughly about an hour and 45 minutes long with a step-by-step instruction on what you need to do if you want to make your own. Super Monkey, what is up today? It does work on integrated graphics. I mean, I'm not sure who told you it doesn't work without a graphics card. Yeah, I'm not sure who told you you need a graphics card to run DX11, but that is completely false. It depends on everything that they're doing in the beta, Tom. Most of that I have seen have been right around 3 weeks, but so far we've gotten numerous bug updates from 1.35. For me, it is mostly stable. I am not seeing any graphical glitches or anything like that. Just some texture bugs here and there, and that's really about it. And my assumption is going to be it's not going to be long after 135 releases that we're going to get Washington. I can pretty much see a confirmation of Washington within a week after full 135 drops. Yeah, and how old is your laptop, Martin? Or your desktop, depending on which one that you have. Since my computer is more on the higher spec side, I'm really not noticing that much of a difference. Maybe about a 10% increase for frame rates from DX9 to DX11, and definitely my stutters have smoothed out quite a bit. Now, for those who are going to be on weaker hardware, I mean, from what I've seen, people are raving about the performance increase. Some people have gotten as much as 50% increase in their frame rates. I love when they give me the bypass. I don't even need to go in and go through the empty side. We just keep right on trucking. Yeah, that's pre-DX11, so that's probably why you cannot run it. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Washington is... It's not gonna be long after 135 drops that it's gonna get released. I can see pretty much the blog announcement for 135 on one day, and within a couple of days, a Washington release date being confirmed. Or a release date confirmed for Washington, then we'll get the 135, and then we'll get Washington released. I am thinking here, could be as early as next week that we get confirmation. This is my hypothesis. We'll get confirmation of Washington. We'll get one more week into the open beta, and then sometime around mid to late June is when we're going to be getting Washington released. At least that's my theory. It could be different, of course. Do not take that just take it with a grain of salt. With everything that they're showing in Washington, they've done pretty much the Renton Kenworth facility, bridges, the airspace, Boeing, or Darkwing is what they're going to call it here in the game. They've pretty much shown off just about everything in Washington, so I'm going to say either that DLC is nearly complete or it already is. running an i7 7700, 32 gigabyte of RAM, and a GTX 1070, and I'm having absolutely no problems whatsoever. And the weird part here with ATS is the game actually eats more FPS on high than it does in Ultra. So I have my game all the way up to Ultra. And the only thing that I've really done is turn the mirror resolution, distance, and quality down to medium. Hey Junior, what's up? Right now we are on our way to Rice-A-Roni. And here I am in the wrong lane. Right now I am running anywhere from 97 to 105 FPS right in this little stretch of road here. And that doesn't change when I have the bright lights on either. As we get closer to San Fran here and going to the port of San Francisco, I hope it's not the really stupid parking spot. Otherwise, I may not even do that one. We'll just take the easy. Most of your newer AAA titles, they're running DX12, so like Battlefield 5 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider and things like that. But a lot of game companies are moving to the Vulkan API too. Coda, stay off the zipper. You know better than that. Now, I have seen bug reports here for San Francisco that some of the traffic lights are screwed up also, that you're getting fined going through a green light. The AI is also running red lights. So that's actually why I wanted to come up here also to see if that bug report is actually accurate. Yeah, I am very curious of how Navi is going to compare to, or RTX is, and Navi is pretty much the new generation of cars by AMD. And with that little pop of air there, not when I let off the brakes, but the pop before that, that was actually the air dryer going off. And we had just crashed. Not good, not good. 1 second, guys. We're getting the game loaded back up here. Okay, actually I'm going to take a very quick look here. Actually, I can't now since I loaded the game back up. Duh, you idiot. I was going to hop to the log and see what was going on, or may have what had contributed to the crash, but let's go ahead and try this again. Yeah, if we crash again, what I'm going to do is pretty much I will move myself somewhere else, and it might have something to do with the utility trailer mod that I am running actually. So if that's the case, I will do a quick edit on the trailer, and that should stop that from even happening. Oh yeah, I know it's a mod issue for crashing right where I did. I know exactly it was a mod. Now which mod it was, that I am not sure about. I would have to take a look at the game log. And I'm gonna know if I'm gonna crash or not because I'm just gonna cam up there and see what happens. Alright, no crash that time, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and try to drive up here. And that was weird. Maybe it's just a random glitch that I ran across. Yep, I didn't cut it back quick enough, and Coda, you need to pay a little bit more attention. And that's how you do that. Alright, let's see, what else do we've got here, and where can we go? Yeah, why not? Let's take a nice little long drive right up 5 to Portland. Now this is going to be the fun part here because we've actually got to get turned around and there is not enough room to do that. So we're going to be going in here, we're going to back out into the street. Yeah, the whole idea when you are backing these guys up, if you have trouble, slow down. And it's not a race to get back into the door. Basically, it also helps if you. One thing that I learned when I was in truck driving school, if you put your hand on the top of the wheel, if you want a trailer to go a certain way, if you want the trailer to go right, you move your wheel right. If you want your trailer to go left, you move it left. Hey, my first time ever seeing a street sweeper. I've seen pictures of that, but never seen one. Now I did. Awesome. Whoops, I guess I got my directions screwed up. Thanks, Titanium. Yeah, you want to know how long it's been since I've been in tractor trailer school? It's been like 20 years. So, actually, when did I start? Tractor trailer school was 95. So it's actually 24 years since I've been taught that. And yeah, and getting up here in age, my mind is definitely not what it used to be. Yeah, it's nice to know that you were taught the same things that I was. Anymore, the tractor trailer schools, I'm gonna say a good majority, 95%, though all they have anymore is automatics, and that's just for ease of driving. Back in the day, they didn't have such a thing as an automatic. Back when I started first driving around 96, the first company that ran automatics on the road was US Express. And you would not believe how many of those actually broke down. But that technology has gotten so good anymore. Pretty much the 18, well, 9, 10, 13, 15, 18 speeds, they're going by the wayside. My brother has been a driver pretty much since about 93. So he's been out on the road 26 years, and he does have his He doesn't have any restrictions on his CDL, because when he actually took his road test, he was in a manual. If you take a road test in an automatic these days, you will get your CDL if you pass, but you will also have a restriction that you can only drive an automatic truck unless you take it in a manual. Then that restriction will not be there. Yeah, my brother is in a 2019 Kenworth T680. He's got underneath the hood, it's a 500 horsepower PACCAR MX engine and a 12-speed automatic. I mean, back in the day, he called himself a paid tourist. Now what he calls himself is a glorified steering wheel holder. See ya, Tom. Have a good one. Oh, yes, they have. Literally, I mean, truck drivers, if they saw a driver on the side of the road, I mean, they knew to stop or at least hop on to the CB to find out if the driver was okay. Most drivers back in the day, they carried toolboxes and spare parts for whatever they needed, and they would graciously hand out those parts to another driver so they weren't stuck on the side of the road. Anymore, if you're stuck on the side of the road, everyone just keeps flowing by you, and then you'll get the idiots who won't even bother slowing down, and all of a sudden you're getting all jumped around in the cab because they're not doing anything. Hey, Danny boy, what's up today? there and done that myself. And I mean, when I started school, I didn't start until after Labor Day, so our summer vacation didn't start till nearly the end of June. So my finals were like basically the last week and a half of school. So are you currently in finals, or you still have a little bit to go? Yeah, my 16-year-old son, I believe, is going to have his finals next week also. With the winter school closings they had over the winter, they do have to tack on a couple of days onto their scheduled end date. Yeah, and most of the drivers these days, if they do run with their CB on, they don't pay attention to it, or they have the volume down. But I mean, my brother has a CB. There are some receivers that actually do communicate through CBs, but then gets into other ones and they go, "What's your cell phone number? We'll call you when it's time to go into your door." And it's like, that's different. Roger out of school on June 5th. I am not. Used to be. I am divorced. And the funny part about that is my ex-wife and I get along better now than we did when we were married. They had just started coming in around 98 or so. I actually had bought a track phone so I would be able to talk to, well, it was my then girlfriend, then wife, who said, "I want you home, so you're coming off the road." And then I drove locally for a while, but it was just way too much stress. It's like I could never make her happy. But yeah, when I would pull into a rest area at night and be sleeping or whatnot, and then I'd give her a call on the cell phone. It's like, "Hey, hon, what are you doing?" And so on and so forth. I'd chat for about an hour and then doze off into sleep. I have no idea, Danny boy. None whatsoever. really. The only time I would get out that way is when I go on vacation. This year I went to Las Vegas, so we never went through Wyoming. However, we did get through Colorado. Whoa, what the hell? And but next year I'm actually going to Reno, so we will be going. Well, if I go to Reno, I will be going through Wyoming if I drive. But I'm also debating on flying though too. 2.5 days in a car, getting to be my age is just too much. One thing they will need to figure out with, if like Tesla and whatever else, the electric trucks only have a limited range, and they can add more batteries, but that adds more weight that they would not be able to haul. Arthur Smith Trucking is who I ran for, which was a local company where I live. Yes, it is. It is the windshield heaters that are in the actual trucks. I wouldn't be selling samples, Danny Boy. If you want to sample what you would make, I would make one pie and say maybe cut it into. Normally, if you cut a large pie 16 inches, that's going to be like 10 or 12 slices. You would then double or triple those so you can get as much out of a free pizza as you can. But I would not be charging for samples. Then if someone wants to buy one or whatnot, then you can make them one or have them ready to go. I swear they are really out to get me. At least that one was. Yeah, I've got the brake sensitivity turned down. I want these to stop like a real truck. I don't want to stop on a dime by moving it all the way up. So, yeah, definitely a good save. I'm glad I didn't roll it, though. And I would have stopped here in California to get fuel, but then I remembered it's $4.12 a gallon. No thanks. And all you would really need is 2 years, and you get your and 2 years would be associates. And then you would transfer to like a state university to get your bachelor then. Too bad I didn't have the outside view going at the time. And at least here where I live in Pennsylvania, Danny boy, my local colleges, unless you get like a satellite of Penn State University, which there is one where I live, but most of the smaller schools here or community colleges were only 2-year programs, and then you would have to transfer to the main campus or a satellite for an additional 2 years in order to get your bachelor. Now, Titanium, did you ever use the trick when you had students of throwing a clipboard up in front of the right mirror? Our teachers used to do that to us, especially if they didn't catch you looking at the right mirror like every 10 seconds or so. They'd throw a clipboard up to see how long it took before you saw it. Roger that on the April Fools. Or right around there at least. Roger that. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to stop up here at Canyonville at the 7 Features Resort and get some fuel. Even though I'll more than likely have enough to get to Portland, I don't want to risk it either. That is a great cause. And they basically just used the clipboard to see if you were looking at the right mirror if they didn't see you doing that. And once you took a look, they immediately dropped the clipboard. They didn't leave it there. But yeah, it was quite interesting back in the day. And here's the funny part, guys. My brother actually stops at this resort in the real world. It's really called 7 Feathers, not 7 Features. But yeah, copyright issues. But he had mentioned they have a very good steak and egg special that goes on for like $5 or $6 or something like that. He can't resist it. Every time he goes by there, he is stopping. Oh, Iowa 80. Their restaurant is all right. When coming back home from Vegas, we actually ate there, but it wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be. And there you guys see right next to the headlight a little bit of blue flake into the truck. We've also got that exact same blue flake on the trailer. And there you can see it just a little bit on that back panel right there on the bottom 2 lines. You'll see that blue sticking out there. Well, I was there 2 years ago, and in the last 2 years they have remodeled, but yeah, it wasn't the I mean, a lot of people stopped there, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as good as what people had made it out to be. Does my trailer say danger? No. What I am doing here is... Alright, now there you go. Even though there's a white little blast from the sun there, there is a blue halo around there. So yeah, perfect for our metallic paint jobs on the trailer. I think what you might be referring to, Junior, is the caution there on the back, wide right turns. Now, one thing that I found disappointing during my vacation in Las Vegas, I mean, there were 13 restaurants inside South Point Casino, the hotel and casino. They had a steak and shake in there, which was fabulous. And that was pretty much the best restaurant that I was in. The cafe and the buffet in there, they were just alright, but extremely overpriced. Oh no, they never pay attention to road signs. Even around here, they don't. Sorry about that, guys. I had an itch on my leg. Oh, but heaven forbid if you do something wrong, they're calling your company and bitching out the safety director. My brother has told me several times, and the four-wheeler is at fault when this has happened, but they are trying to get on to the interstate, and it's a two-lane here, so he's in the right lane. He's locked to 68 miles per hour. He's got a vehicle on the side of him that the car is not able to see. So here comes the car coming up the on-ramp, thinking my brother is going to be getting over into the hammer lane to let him out. He has no place to go. The car doesn't slow down, gets in front of him on the shoulder, and then slams on his brakes. Then has the nerve to call Martin Transport saying he was at fault. Yeah, my brother drives for Martin Transport, Marten. Their company is affectionately known as Bluebirds, basically because that's what's on the trailer, is a big old bluebird. My brother's been there 7.5, 8 years now, and just recently got awarded 1 million miles accident free, which is a great achievement no matter what company you're with, even Swift. It's probably more impressive if you were with Swift and you did that. And my brother started with Pumpkin Patch back in the 90s also. And then he came off the road for probably 3, 4 years, but when he went back onto the road, he jumped on with Warner. And he wanted to always work for Martin, so he went from Warner, then went to USA Express, and then they had an opening for him to get in, and he pretty much quit not USA Express, USA Truck. And he pretty much pulled the truck back into USA Truck's Dayton terminal, quit on the spot, and went to Indianapolis for orientation the next day. The big thing with Martin, though, is his fleet managers. Every single one that he has had, they keep him moving, but then he's also not one for calling his fleet manager and constantly complaining either. So they give him the miles because they know he's not going to complain. Well, other people on the fleet manager's board, literally, he can do 3,000 miles a week he's averaging. Some people are only averaging 1,500 or so because they don't keep their mouth shut. And yes, companies do play favorites even to this day. Yeah, the only thing that he really gets ticked off on with a little bit are the load planners, especially those on the weekend. If they don't have anything for him, they will throw him onto Walmart for a weekend, which he absolutely hates. And Walmart is basically running store loads for them and then going back to the DC. with the way Martin's pay scale is, I'm not sure why my brother is complaining, but some of these shorter runs pay longer than, say, a run that is 1,000 miles. So it looks like they have, from what he described it, is a variable wage per mile depending on the length of the route. So he's even said this several times. If he takes a run that's 1,000 miles and then does 3 runs at, say, 300, 350, and 250, he makes more on those 3 runs than he would on the 1,000-mile trip. I think if I remember correctly, the minimum base rate for mile by Martin is at right around 47 cents or so, but he's making 52 and up. Oh, you don't even want to know. He was coming home for 5 days couple years ago, and we have a Walmart DC down in Bedford, PA. It's a grocery DC. So he had a load of 8,000 pieces of yogurt on his trailer. Take a wild guess how long it took him to unload that. Yep, exactly 8 hours, because the load needed to be broke down. They wouldn't pull it off and verify the count and then break it down on their own. No, they had to break it off as they pull it off the trailer. So we sat there for 8 hours when literally he could have been unloaded in a half hour, and then maybe another half hour to verify the count was right on everything. No, but instead we're sitting there doing absolutely nothing. mean, I can imagine it. We were sitting there for 8 hours, but I'm pretty sure the guys who were unloading, they took breaks and then possibly their lunch break right in the middle of unloading, and they don't throw anyone else onto the trailer either, which is the bad thing. Hey, we get to do one of those ones. Lovely. Blindside backing instruction manual on how not to do it coming right up, guys. You want to know something? Actually, I'm going to do this a different way. I actually did this before here. We're going to actually... I had totally forgot about this, but we're actually going to jackknife the trailer and then get it into that slot. And you guys are going to wonder, how the hell are you going to do that? Pay attention, guys. And this is where trailer brakes come in handy. Oh, look at that, almost in one try. I just about amazed myself doing that. Yeah, you'd be very surprised how much is actually in the game is like real life, but also how much is not even close. Hey, Offkey, what's up today? And we're gonna do one more load, guys, and more than likely we're gonna stay here in Oregon, but we are in Portland, or we can also go to the Dales too. So let's see what we've got here. Maybe go towards Ontario. Alright, nothing there for Ontario. Let's check the Dales. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead over to the Dales and pick up some dry milk from Rail Export. I just heard thunder outside. I don't believe we're underneath any severe thunderstorms warnings or anything like that. I'm going to take a look here at my phone very, very quickly. Because if it's going to be bad, I'm going to jump on out of here. I don't want to fry my computer. I don't mean to do this, guys, but I do need to get on out of here. I'm going to be taking a direct, even though it's not severe, but it is a very strong thunderstorm, and there is a lot of lightning associated with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off to the side here and get on out of here so I can be safe and not fry my computer. Alright, I do want to thank you guys for watching this evening, however. Sorry that I'm getting out of here so early, but yeah, I've had lightning hit behind my house before and literally fried appliances downstairs, and yeah, thousands of dollars to replace, and I don't want to do that with my computer. So, if you did enjoy today's live stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. We'll catch you on the flip-flop and keep that shiny side up.